everybody and welcome on today's video. It's still February here and well, the weather is not bad and I was hoping to do some starting of a repot of some trees and maybe start some new projects, but the weather forecast is not really that great. They're announcing a full week of frost, -5, 6 at night, so root work is not really an option at the moment, which is a little sad because I have a little project that I absolutely want to start. So I'm going to show you the plan. Now, everyone who is doing bonsai is familiar with the channel SAN from Bjornholm. I hope that I'm not butchering his name too much. And there he makes a clump of different Japanese maples, and I have a whole lot of Japanese maples. These are 2-year-old seedlings, and I'm planning to use the biggest ones, which you can probably see because they're, well, a whole lot bigger than the other ones. So I was thinking of this one and this one, this one, and then this one, this one, this one, and this one, which, if I count correctly, makes 7. So I was going to make a clump with these. Now I will still do that, but it's not going to be for now because, well, the frost, so I'm going to leave them where they are now. So yeah. So if you saw this video of Bjorn, well, he explains that you need to find, of course, trees that are quite the same, with the same leaves, because otherwise your clump will not be very realistic, which makes sense, of course. So it's best to have seedlings from the same tree, seeds, which I have, so that's nice. And, well, the other problem, even if you have seeds from the same tree, well, it's not really 100% sure that they will look identical. So the leaves can be bigger, can have a slightly different color, which will result, if you are not lucky, in a clump that does not really look like it is one tree splitting up in a whole lot of different trees. So how can you avoid that? Well, I think I might have an idea. Last year I air layered these 3 field maples, and, well, yeah, they are, well, that one here is doing really great. I have a new top already, it's all, and I should do some trimming here, but first let it recover. This one I'm trying to graft a new top, which is not really going too well, but that does not matter. And this one I also tried to graft a new top. If I remember well, this has a nice root base. But what I had here on this tree is a whole lot of new shoots growing up. So this means that all these branches that you can see here are well, 100% genetically identical. So what I'm going to do is, well, what I did already, is get all these things together here at the top, and I'm going to air layer this, and I'm hoping that they will fuse because, well, chances are 100% that they will fuse. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 9 maybe, which is a little bit too much for a clump. But so the thing is, really, if you have a tree, especially a maple, well, cut it, let it grow for a year, cut all the things again, and you will surely have 7 or 8 good whips that can be used in a clump when you air layer this, and then you will have identical trees. So that's another way to make a clump, and you only need to get one tree. I have a little Japanese maple here, which I'm cutting back every year because I take cuttings, and honestly I could do it with this if I let it grow for another year. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 little identical whips here. This is a cutting, so could be included. So yeah, you avoid the problem of the non-identical genetically identical material by working like this. So of course, if you want to air layer this, there are different possibilities. You can do it with a piece of wire, and then put a clump, a little bit of plastic with moss and soil or whatever you like around it. But then you are not sure that your root base will be nice and radial. So it's better to use something like a, well, you know, sometimes people use a CD, which is a good idea, but CD is kind of big, so that's going to be a gigantic plastic. So I think I'm going to fabricate some piece of plastic to put over the branches here, fix it here, and then once everything is starting to grow, I will apply the moss. Why do that now? Well, there's no leaves, so that's going to be easy to slide it over. So I'm going to need to fabricate a piece of plastic. So I measured all the little trees, well, all the little branches together, and I have 2.5 centimeter here, which is, well, almost an inch, something like that. And what I'm going to do now is a, well, 2.5 centimeter, that's the smallest one. Well, that's might be just not good. I'm going to take the second one, and then the largest one for the outside. Yeah. So this one I put aside, and then this and this, and I'm going to use this one and not this one. Now I have to think and not doing stupid things. The best thing is first of all drilling the big one out, and then I can clamp the big one and drill the small one out. Yeah, so let's do that. So this goes back in, and then I'll take my drill. I'm going to prepare this all, 1 second. Okay, so everything is clamped and secure, I think. So let's do this. That's right in the middle, so that's good. So now I'm going to get off the first circle. And here it is. So I'll loosen this. And I'm going to get my circle out of the... Where is my little thingy here? Well, I need something to get this out, so it's not... Yeah. Okay. So now I get this one out and I put it back here. Okay, like so. So this is loose. And now this one was the second circle. Like so. And now this might be tricky to clamp this solidly here. Not very strong, not very stable, but it'll have to do. If it's not working, I can always put it on top of a piece of wood, but I'm going to try first this way. I cannot push too hard because otherwise I'm going to push this thing out of my clamp. Which is exactly what I did, but okay. Let's clamp this again. Well, I have it. Well, that's kind of nice. Okay, I'll just file this to make it a little more clean. Well, so the next step is fairly simple. I need to get all these little branches through that center hole here, and that's why I wanted to do this now, because once we have leaves it's gonna be a whole lot more complicated. It's already tricky now. But it's working. Now that's gonna be a whole lot more difficult here down, because there I have a whole lot more branches and stuff. So it's a good thing that I applied a wire here. It's really helping. Oh, little by little. The thing is, the hole in the center might be just a little too big to have a completely constricted part here, which might result in just, well, not enough pressure to start the air layer this year. But then again, it's not a problem, because it might take one more year then, which is not a problem. I'm not in a hurry. I just think that the idea is fun. So I'll leave the wire here. And I think I'm going to go for this position. I'll tilt the camera to show you what I mean. So now the camera is tilted in the same direction as the plastic is, and well, you can see that all the branches are going to be nicely coming out of the ground in a straight position. So what I can do now, of course, is try to put some foam or maybe some pieces of wood in the middle of all these trees, so that I can press them out, and that would speed up the air layering process. So maybe I'll do that. Yeah, so I tried, it's not working. The hole in the middle is too big. So I made a new one, smaller hole, same principle. So I'm going to replace the one that I have now on the branches by one with a smaller hole in the middle, so there will be more constriction and it's gonna be better. So I'm going to change that. So first of all, I will remove this one, because I think it's going to take way too much time to get all these branches to grow big enough to start the air layering. And this is the new one, and I already feel that it's better because it's slightly more complicated to get it over all the little branches, which means that I have less room, but that's, well, exactly what you need to do air layering. So try to get this one in position. This seemed to be a tight fit. Well, not completely, but a whole lot better. Which changes a whole lot of the idea. Will be way more efficient. So I'll remove the wire here and see that everything comes out. Can I include that? No, that's too small. This is really a tight fit. Okay, so I'll apply the wire to keep all the little branches a little better in position, and it will also provide some stability for the plastic here. Well, I'm happy with that. I will release this a little bit now, but not completely. I just want some more space for the trees to grow out. But I can always split them up later, but now I need to get this inside a plastic in the coming months, so let's keep it this way. Okay, that's nice. So as you might see, the buds are starting to swell on all these little branches here, which means that, well, spring is not far away. A week or two and then some things are going to happen. So it was a good moment to do that, because, well, once there are leaves, that's going to be a whole lot more complicated. So we will revisit this once that we have some leaves, and then I will apply the moss and stuff for the air layer. So this concludes the start of this little project, which I think could be very interesting and is very accessible for everyone. You can do that probably with every kind of tree that you want. I'm sure you can do that with maples because they air layer quite easily. Hornbeam probably very easy. Beech could work because you can air layer beech. Linden trees will be very easy. Well, that's already quite a lot to make a nice and interesting genetically identical clump. So if you want to see how this progresses, well, please like and subscribe to the channel. And that's it for today. So thank you for watching and see you next time.